Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Vallen, and this is SevTech, a mod pack made to punish you for everything that you could ever possibly dream of. No, I'm just joking. Actually, it's pretty darn cool how it kind of walks you through things. Today we're going to be kind of just working on progress because there's a ton of things that I can work on. As you can see, I've unlocked a lot of things. You know, we've got flint. We did a crafting tool, which I'm going to be needing that shortly, at the very least. I've got stone tools now. I can actually make now, one of the mobs out here did come up with a tool, and it's actually just a bone that is just like flint. You just jam it on the ground a few times, and it'll turn into basically a sharpened bone. So that's kind of a thing. It's pretty cool. You can use that early on, specifically because a lot of the mobs tend to have one of those in their hand. They may drop it. It's very likely that they'll drop it, in fact. And that's just a really good way of getting it. But don't just like start crafting all of your bones into that, because you're going to need your bones later on. But let's get into some of this other stuff. We've got craft a spear for fishing and ranged combat, which is actually, a spear is really interesting. It can be useful, but it only, as you can see, it can break, and you can lose it because it could get potentially stuck in a place, but it's just flaked flint and a couple of sticks. So we're actually going to make one of those, grab some of this, grab some sticks, and I did kind of move my setup a little bit here. So let's just put this down. I'll grab my crafting stone and make myself a spear. So get rid of this. There we go, spear. Now you can use it. If you look here at 2.5 attack speed, 4 attack damage, which it's as good as a wooden sword in melee, right? You're like, well, why do I want a spear if it's as good as a wooden sword? I mean, I've got a stone axe, that's like 9. It's a little bit slow, but I can at least do like some chop attacks and kill things straight away. Well, the spear is really good for small creatures. If you look here, it says, did you know you can throw the spear? Simply use it like you would a bow. Deals plus 10 damage to mobs smaller than a block, which specifically is really good for fishing. Now, if I'm out in the water, and actually let's see, it is kind of nighttime, and I don't have a way of cycling the day yet. I would need to get a sleeping mat in order for that to happen, but I figure I'm gonna try this anyway. We're going to run out here and try doing this with a regular spear. Now, just to show you how it works, I just wind it back, throw it, and it sticks in something. Then if I get close enough, I can pick it up. And there it is back in my inventory again. It's not going to work every time, and it, like I said, it can get stuck in some things, and you might not get it back. It's really good for at least getting a hit in on something like that before you try and kill a creeper. But then, it's only good for a one shot, and they don't stack. So that's kind of a drawback there. It would be nice to just carry a stack of these around with you. But what I'm hoping for is to find fish. Now, there are tons of fish actually in here. So let's try aiming at this guy over here. And I missed. But if I do hit, it does an extra 5 hearts of damage, which is pretty cool. I mean, I could probably hit this squid over here, but I don't think he's a 1-block creature. And it being nighttime, this is very difficult to actually see the fish to try and hit him. Hoi! And the spear, of course, just kind of goes straight down. You're probably better off just taking something like a sword or an axe and just kind of swiping these guys a few times. If you need some food, there you go. Spear fishing. Now, there are some other achieves that I want to try and go for today, and that is a Tomahawk, which I like that a lot better than the spear because there's really no wind-up to it. Let's see if I can actually get back up here. Just open the door and put it back. There we go. Yes, spiders can still get in here, but it's at least a deterrent for most other mobs at this point. And I haven't run into too many that are ranged. There are some ancient golems that can be a problem, but that's more or less if you wander too far. So for now, though, let's try and make a tomahawk. Just because I want to get a lot of the achieves in here if possible. Which is just some flake flint, a restricted item, no, the plant fiber, and a stick. It's only saying a restricted item because it's cycling through all those. So let's see, I've got the flake flint on me. Oh, here comes some willing participants right now. Let me grab a little bit of this. And I believe I've got some sticks already. Yes, I do. So can I make this in my existing inventory? Oh, this is the difference here. We need a flaked flint point, which was the other item that I have here. So if I do that, I can make this in my own little crafting grid and make a tomahawk. Can I make two? Yes, I can. And do they stack? No, they don't. But it does mean that I have two tomahawks now. And I can use these in melee, 2.5 attack speed, 3 attack damage. They're weaker than a wooden sword. I don't know why. But they are good ranged weapons. So for instance, I want to get this guy. They have a very good drop-off, to be honest. They don't travel very far. But you can throw them and pick the item back up afterwards. So they're pretty good like that. But then again, so is just a regular old flint work blade good as a pretty decent sword to take out some bad guys as well. Now at this rate, I may end up getting myself a fully repaired set of armor if I if I keep myself somewhat protected. Oh, I see a skeleton over here. Let's see if I can get a hit in on him real quick. Got him. And any drops? No. You'll have to watch out for the skeletons. They don't have arrows and bows to start. They've got tubas or trumpets or something of that line. It's kind of confusing a little bit, but it's like, what the heck? I don't know why. I don't know why. But I'm going to put the tomahawks away for now. But we are going to continue on with more of these achieves. Specifically, fire. So we're going to need to make this here, which is, I think it's a fire pit, or is it just a fire? It's just a fire pit. All right, which recipe is sticks. This is a bit of a quest here. Some kind of rocks, or some of these other items, which I'm actually just going to use the regular rocks that I've got. In fact, I've got some of these flaked flint I need to put away as well. So we'll get rid of those. Now I do have, there we go, rocks. All right, there we go. Sorry, I just had to do a little bit of inventory management. I'm trying to keep things relatively clean at least. So I think, let's see, what is it, right in the middle? Yes, it is. All right, then surrounded with a little bit of sticks, rocks all underneath, and then I just hit it with my crafting rock, and I get myself a fire pit, which is actually pretty cool, but not the best. I'll show you why shortly, but for now, we're going to put it in the corner. Now, I've got a whole lot of sticks, and I could use other wood as well, but in order to get this thing working, you just kind of right-click on it, and it eats some of that material, and then we'll cook some foods. For instance, I have some that I've been saving in here. I've got, let's see, apple, ginseng, carrots, beet. I think I can cook beets, and they're actually pretty darn good. So let's try cooking a beet. But I'm going to want to use a lot of sticks is the problem. So got to get it going. Can I put that in there? No. And not everything works in there. Only some things work. So maybe the fish will work. I think I might be able to get a fish in place. Yes, I can. I should try it first and then add in some sticks. So 4 sticks hopefully will be enough to cook it. If not, there we go, 6, just to make sure. Because this thing uses up fuel like nobody's business. It's good for, I don't know, just cooking things. There we go. And I can put the other one in. Feed it a little bit more sticks just to make sure it comes through. I'll eat my cooked salmon. And that should get my nutrition percentages up a bit. I've been a little bit lax on fruit, but I mean, I've been doing pretty good so far. There we go. And now I've got a cooked salmon as a backup. Some foods you might actually be able to continue eating. Actually, this thing's lasting longer, much longer than I recall, because when I tested this earlier, it went out. There it goes. It just went out. It goes out very, very fast. Maybe it was because I was using planks and it lasted almost as long, but it doesn't really matter. I can make alternate solutions, and that's actually, I think, what's next in the list here. So I made a fire pit, and we can use that to cook things. Now, making a grill is really where it's at. This thing at first is going to seem underpowered. Later on, it's going to be very powerful, and not much later on. It's the crafting of it that's going to be difficult. We need some kind of stone solution. And no, I cannot, let's see if I can grab some here, take stones, cobblestones, put them in the campfire to cook. So I can't make regular stone. I can't do anything special with that. I basically am going to need to go questing for like andesite or diacite or diorite or granite. Any of that stuff is going to basically be what I'm going to need to go questing for. So I'm going to take a little bit of food with me. I've got some carrots. I've got my new cooked salmon. No, I'm going to keep the beetroots for now. Apples. Perfect. Because I don't think I can do much with those. Yeah, the iridescent altars. You can see some of the recipes that you can use these things for, but they're not going to be particularly perfect at this point. So I'm going to just empty out a few things that I'm not going to need along the way. I am going to bring along my torches with me, and I would use this to make a better shield, but I need smooth stone. In order to do that, I'm going to need a grill. So you can see the little bit of a conundrum that I'm in here. I might actually get myself another axe as well, because this one's getting a bit worn out. Now I still have at least one item in my inventory that I can't do anything with. I'm hoping to get to the next level. We'll see. But I am going to bring my tomahawks with me, a spear, a flint work blade, a couple of axes, and I've got some picks here that I can use as well. Plus, of course, I'm wearing a little bit of leather, so that's kind of a thing. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of protection. I'm thinking I need to find a surface cave that goes down into the world, and I might as well head towards the this dangerous area over here, because you never know, I might run into something good. I see lots of chickens. That's actually a pretty good sign. Grab some of these stones along the way, because it's surprising how desperate you get in some situations when you're fighting bad guys. Oh, there's a village. Oh, and vegetables too. That's not ripe yet. Ooh, this is perfect. This is a great source of fruit. Is these wildberry bushes. Early on, you might not be able to carry them. You might be able to after you're out of the tutorial stage. But then once that happens, you can plant these things down and harvest your own fruits off of them, which is fantastic. Hey, Enter the Darklands, which is actually one of the early achieves that you're going to want to get. Where is that one? There it is, Enter the Darklands. And next I'm gonna want to get some of the oak, or the Darklands wood around here. And the villages, you notice they're very barren and empty, unsatisfying. Yes, they're there for trades only at this point. So yeah, that's a thing. I'm going to need some of this wood. I'm going to need the Darklands oak wood to make chests. It's very important that I grab this stuff so that I can upgrade my current storage solution. And it looks like the sun is actually starting to set. Hello, Mr. Pig. And this is not a biome that I really want to be in during nighttime. I'm not sure if there are going to be a lot of bad guys out there, but all I do know is that currently it's not the best of circumstances to be near anything Abyssal Craft this early on. So I'm just going to head back towards my base and then head out from there, because I don't want to vary too far off the beaten path, because I don't have any kind of mapping process. I don't have any way of finding my way home. So therefore, I'm trying to stick to like north, south, east, west directions, so that I only need to go back in a direction that I came from. But I am still going to continue on. So let's see if I find anything heading off this way. Well, I didn't find any surface caves, but I did find some sheep, which is going to be very useful. Oh, and a chicken, which I just plucked for a feather. Sorry, chicken. I didn't mean to do that. Come here, you. I didn't actually make it very far from my base at all, but these guys are going to be very, very key in a bit for actual exploration. If I take some of the fleece that I get from those sheep, then I can actually make myself some string. And I might as well, since I'm so close to base, head back in and use this string to make myself something to, well, get along a little bit easier out in the world. In this case, it's going to be a raft. Not a boat, a raft, which should be fairly straightforward to make. There we go. Now this is going to allow me to travel like I would in a vanilla boat, just with less drifting. It's like I almost stop as soon as I start, let off the forward movement key. And it should help me to cross any kind of water I run into while I'm out there. In the meantime, though, I'm going to drop off the things that I did find and then head back out. All right, time to head out. I think I'm going to head actually towards the area of danger and cross the water, see if I can get up to the top there. But instead of heading over there, I'm probably going to head over this way. It does look quite steep, though. So I don't know how easy or difficult this is going to be to try and get across. Let's put this down. So, looking back at the base off in the distance, I wasn't able to find anything really up here. It seems to just be a large plateau. So I think I'm going to head back down and perhaps head off in another direction in hopes of finding what I'm looking for here. Hey, this looks promising. Perhaps this will lead to something a little bit more fruitful. Or at the very least, it's led myself to a bunch of zombies and creepers. And just when I was about to lose all hope, I find what I'm looking for. All right, cool. So I'm just going to mine a whole bunch of this up, just in case I need more later, and then I will head back out into the base. All right, and here I am back at home base. I'm looking to actually get myself that grill or fire pit upgrade, which is just some stones and a little bit of, well, diorite in this case. So let me grab these real quick and we can make this lickety-split. Now, at first, as I said before, it doesn't seem like it's all that good. Well, actually, it might seem like it's pretty darn good. I do like it quite a lot. Let me go down into my fire room because it will require a bit of, well, fire, for lack of a better term. So I'm going to put it up here, and you'll see that it has two areas. On one side, you can put something to be cooked, up to 16 of them. On the other side, it's actually, let me undo the shield. There we go. You can shift click to take it off. On the other side is the result after it's been cooked. So let me get something that might need to be cooked, and we'll see what we can do with it here. I can take some beetroots and put a bunch of these on here. There we go. Actually, what I need, now that I think about it, is not beetroots. It's probably stone. Because I think the next thing I need... No, that should be all right. I could probably do with beetroots. Let's put a bunch of beetroots on there. And then I've got some other items here, like this, whittled fire sticks. And as before, you can put one in either hand. You light it underneath, and it will cook this. But then eventually the fire itself will go out. So it's very limited in its uses. Later on, though, it becomes very, very key. And that is where you get the next step here, which actually, there it is, cook it up. This is very important. Clay is going to be needed in this case. I've got a little bit of stone slabs. I just need one. So let me put the rest away here. And a bunch of clay. Hello, zombie. How you doing? And I'm going to just make myself this kiln real quick. And then I'll get rid of our little visitor friend. There we go. Grab that. And just say hi to Mr. Axe in the Face. Come back. And yes, I have a bunch of these fruit bushes out front of my house, because they're just a really good source of fruit to begin with. Especially if you run low on some other fruits, you still have those as a backup. But now that I've got this clay kiln, it's going to be important to actually get myself some wood. I'm going to grab two pieces I think should do to start. In fact, 1, 2. Let me put the rest away. There we go. And I'm going to put the kiln down next to the grill. Oh, I hear a spider just got in the base. Hopefully it can't make its way down here. And I'm going to use some of these fire sticks here, but I'm also going to put some wood inside. It'll only take one at a time, but I'm going to do the whole ceremony thing here, and hopefully it's going to cook the kiln and then cook the wood. If not, then I'll need to make myself some more sticks. I'm going to have to make myself some more sticks. I think I need to do that without any items in it first. So let's get rid of our visitor. Hello. Oh, that was a problem. Okay, I thought that I'd be able to get close enough to actually hit that creeper, but no. No, I was not. Let me get some repair wall real quick and see if I can fix this up. Not as quickly as I would have liked. Alright, I've got at least 2 sets of my fire starter sticks, so hopefully I can get this working. I'm hoping. Come on. Cook. So this is supposed to actually like cook the kiln itself. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. Now I can put some wood inside. And if I'm fortunate, I can get, oh, not a spear, get this to actually cook long enough to make that. And in the meantime, while it's doing its thing, I might just get rid of another visitor in the house. Get out of my house. There we go. And come on, don't go out, don't go. Oh, it went out. This is the process and of difficulties that I run into here. Let me make up some more fire starter sticks and I'll be right back. Okay, once again, try lighting a fire. Hope it lasts long enough that I can get this to actually work. If you cook oak or some kind of wood log, you should be able to. Ah, yes. No, stop. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Okay, learn from me, folks. Don't do that. But at least I have this, which is very important. Oh. This now will act as a permanent fire source, and then I can use it to make more, as well as other items, which is going to be really key. Now, in the meantime, let me get another fire starter since I put my last one out on the tiki torch. Jeez. Alright, there we go. Now, what I end up wanting to do here, light this up, doing the little dance, and we now have a permanent fire source. It's as good as netherrack. Basically, it turned it into like charcoal, and I can then put this inside, create another fire source for underneath our grill, which is going to therefore give us a permanent food source, make it like furnace or cooking method, which is fantastic. Oh my gosh, so I just need to make one more set of fire sticks. And yes, there are better ways of doing this than what I'm doing right now, but I'm just working with what I've got here, people. Okay, now to do the little dance with the fire sticks. Boom. And we now have 2 fire areas going here. This here, the kiln. If I look up the kiln here, the use for it, if you click on here, you can make gravel into blocks of flint, which is ultimately fantastic. Grout into seared bricks. You've got your restricted items, which yes, I have to complete stage 1. So there's a bunch of things that you can fix, you know, like granite cobblestone into granite and so on. Then you can make, you know, like buckets and other things, bricks, clay barrels, and so on. And then, of course, all the different wood types into some kind of low-grade charcoal. And look at this. Look at this. I can now eat some baked beetroot, which is actually pretty good. I mean, the percentage on there is 2.5%. And it fills me up. So, therefore, I can continue on with my nutrition quest of trying to get that going. Oh, this is so good. So good. Next on the list is going to be a grindstone. A hand grindstone. There are a couple different kinds that you can go with here. I'm actually going to grab that. The one that I'm looking for is manual, as everything is at the beginning, but it's going to require a bunch of stone and a stick. So I'm going to grab this, toss on a potato in the meantime, grab myself a bunch of stone, and put it on the grill instead. And see about turning this into something else. So I'm going to put Well, all of them that I had. There we go. And I will just keep the rest here. Put the rest of my food away. Once that's done cooking up, then we can make ourselves a grindstone. While that's cooking, I have made myself another immersive chest. Yes, I already have 4, and they're already all full. But if you remember, there was a recipe for upgrading my existing one with a Primal Chest, Darklands Oakwood planks. So if I get a little bit of some of those Darkwood oak planks, put them on here and chop them up with my trusty hatchet. There we go. 21. That should do for the moment, I think. So if I take these, put them in the corners, I believe it is. 3, 4. And then I'm going to need some regular planks and the immersive chest, which that's in the middle. Regular planks on the sides. And then smash it with my crafting rock. Can't wait to get past this part. Oh, I get myself a Primal Chest. Oh, so good. So now I put this down, and it's pretty pathetic. An advanced Primal Chest you can upgrade with bark. And in order to get bark, you need your work blade. That tool that I originally was starting with. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Come on, give me this. These are flaked flint. Perfect, actually, because I'm going to need... Oh, no, I do need one more. All right, so give me this. And I'll go down and check on the stone. Come on. There we go. Got one. Was that enough? Yeah, I've got 4 now. Cool, and I have 10 cooked stone. And it didn't cost me any fuel at this point. It's just ever burning, which is absolutely wonderful. Something mundane that doesn't cost you anything at this point. And I'm going to need more than that, though. So I might have to dig up some more stone at some point. But for now, let's actually make myself another one of these. Put the rest away. That flint work tool, because the one that I have, it's got 19 uses left. That's not going to be very useful, but it should still work nonetheless. It's just a matter of, do I have enough of those? How many do I have of those? Oh, I've got 25. That's great. Let's do 16 for now, plus my work blade will get me a bunch of oak bark. Bloop. And then I get a bunch of oak stripped logs as well. So I've got oak bark, oak stripped logs, flint work blade, and then I might be able to upgrade this. So let's see about doing just that. An advanced chest. Ooh, which I can't even do it here. I have to manually, as before, take this and upgrade this like so. Then crafting rock this thing to death. And I get myself the advanced one. All right, let's check out the advanced chest. Oh, all right. So this may not look like a lot, but think about it. We've got a total of 12 slots in here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 14 slots, and I can just access it just like that. I don't have to wait for it to do this or accidentally click here and there. Instead, it's all there. So what I'm going to do is convert these into advanced primal chests for now, and potentially upgrade my inventory system. Nice. All right. Well, I just got myself a wolf hood. A little drop from one of the zombie mobs that keep on pestering my area. But as you can see, I'm a little bit more organized. You can't tell exactly just by looking at the chests anymore, but you can still see that I've got, like mob drops, different plants. I've got seeds and wood products. All this different stones and food, which it's already still pretty full. Hopefully I'll be able to progress a little bit faster than the items I keep on collecting. But I'm going to be making the grindstone, which is going to be, as before, smashing it on a table with a rock. Shouldn't be too bad. And there, then I just need the stone itself. And there we go. I now have myself a grindstone. Cool. I'm going to put it over here on the side for now because this is kind of like my working area. And first thing I'm going to do is put a bone in there and start that around. You can see it's similar to the other ones. Where's my mob drops? There we go. I'm going to grab a bunch of these. In fact, I think I only might need 3 because what I'm looking for, I don't know. We'll find out. Can I deposit these in here? It might take me a second. This one's like partially ground up, so I'm going to want to... There we go. do that, and then you just hold right-click. Sadly, if I right-click, it only goes around once, so I do have to hold it, and it'll turn into these bone fragments, which you can use to make bone tools. That's kind of cool, and can be helpful if you really don't have the other resources, but I imagine it's not really going to be quite as necessary. For now, though, I am just going to do this. There we go. And then the second cycle begins, and you start grinding these up, and you start getting yourself bone meal, which then you can use to trade with villagers. Oh, yeah, because if you look in here, it basically is going to tell you that in order to progress in some areas like this, to get farmland, teach a man to farm. Learn the basics of farming from a farmer-villager trade. Farmland cannot be tilled by a hoe in age 0. You will need to craft and place it near water. So yeah, if I'm to actually have any of this, or at least get that completed, I'm going to need a bunch of bone meal to trade with a farmer-villager, which actually there should be some in that village that I had found not too long ago over on the edge of the Darklands. So I'm just going to keep grinding this up. We'll go do a quick trade, complete that task, and then we'll probably end it with... Actually, now that I think about it, I've got this. I can put this here. Real quick, I could probably upgrade my shield with a smashy rock here. See if I can... There we go, much better. Now I'm going to have a bit more durability on my shield, and I also look a little bit more fearsome with the wolf hood. I have to say, it's definitely better than the leather cap, which I think I'm going to put the leather cap in here for now with the mob drops and see about that. So I'll be back once I've got myself a bunch of bone meal. Now here's the other thing that's kind of useful, is that if you find any wheat, you can't make bread in the traditional manner. But if you grind it up, then you can get some of this stuff here, which is flour. Then you can take it, toss it down on your automatic cooker here, and it'll start cooking that up into a wrap, I believe it's called. Which, yeah, my food supplies are actually starting to look a little bit prettier at the very least. I still can't plant things to grow them in a way, but there we go. I now have flatbread, which is going to be a grain source for me, which is very, very good. All right, so as much as I could continue grinding bread, though, I think it's time for me to actually get some of this stuff done. I'm going to head off to the village, which thankfully is just in this direction here. And I did have to use some tomahawks not long ago. I had Creeper lock onto me while I was in my base. Ooh, food. And I had to use the tomahawk to actually kind of keep it at bay so it didn't put another hole in the side of my fort, which I'm not looking forward to more of those. They're just really annoying. I'm going to have to upgrade my defenses a little bit, because right now they're just not adequate enough. But let's see, we've got villagers. What do you have here, sir? A fisherman. Well, I don't have any raw salmon in it. Even if I did, I couldn't use that stuff. So let's see what else we've got. You're a Fletcher. Flaked flint for some string, which could be useful, and a fire bow. Consume sticks. Right-click to light torches. That's kind of handy, but I have a permanent fire source at this point. Let's see what you have. A farmer. All right. What do we got? 8 bone meal for 1 farmland. Ta-da! And I now have unlocked that next task here. Teach a man to farm. Next one over here is lost but not found. Trade for a map from a cartographer villager. I don't even know if there are any cartographer villagers in this village. I might have to look around. And what does this guy have for sale? 4 bread for tomato seeds? Well, not that I can really do much about it. Baked carrots. Oh, I could bake carrots. I didn't even think about that. I'm going to have to toss those on the grill. But yeah, even if I explore in the houses, I mean, there's people, but that's about it. He's a farmer. I'm hoping for a cartographer, which I'm probably not going to find. That would be extremely fortuitous at the very, very early get-go. A librarian. Empty antique atlas. Oh, ink sacks and feathers. Maybe that's what I need to trade for. Okay. All right. How many of those, actually? I just totally missed that. 12 ink sacks and 6 feathers. That's a bit of farming of the squids. But yeah, I think that's going to be worth it, because that's what it looks like I need next. Oh, I forgot. I've got more of these shrubs that I need to take back with me for more fruit. Plus, they just look really cool. Alright, I've got the ink sacks and... Uh-oh. Trumpet skeleton. Incoming. There we go. And hey, look, I got pretty much a complete set of armor just from going to the water, killing a bunch of squid, and coming back again. I might as well just repair things up and head back over to that village and see if I can get that trade done. Alright, so funny thing, I don't think I have enough feathers, but I think I'm still gonna be okay. I hear another trumpet skeleton. But because there's chickens along the way, so I will just kind of take my due out of the... Hello? Hi, can I just get a feather? Hey, actually, that's awesome. I'll just keep pulling a few feathers. There we go, now I've got plenty of feathers, and I got a chicken out of it. Oh, grab me some food on the way. And yes, if you need an early game source of light before you can even make it, there should be at least a few torches in your average town. Hi guys, how's it going? I could use some more protein, so I'm just going to harvest these random pigs that are in town. Now to see if I can find that tradesman. There he is. Hi. Alright, one of those. Let's do this and this. For an empty antique atlas. There we go. Excellent. Made the advancement lost, but now found. Alright, and by having this, pretty sure, I now have my own little map section here. I've just got it in my inventory. It's not going to be there. It has to be on myself or on my hotbar or something like that for me to actually make it useful. And you can use it in this fashion here, and therefore, you know, add markers, delete markers, hide markers, exporting images, and so on. So you can use it as kind of like your own waypoint maker. Now I'm just going to head back to town, or head back to, not town, but head back to my base, and maybe set the first marker. There we go. Back to base. Excellent. Now all that remains is to set the first marker here. Let's add a marker. We're going to put it right here. Actually, can I change the type of marker it is? I think, well, that's delete marker, hide markers. Let's see if I put it right where I'm at. There, aha, there we go. I can choose what I want it to be. In this case, I'm going to make it that. And we're going to say this is home. We're just going to call it something simple like that. Done. And then as you go, like if I have the village down here and so on, I can add more markers for that and so on. You can change the scale to be big or small if you want. It's super huge. For now, I'm just going to keep it on like 32 block scale here. I might change that in the future. But for now, I think that should do it. I mean, heck, we didn't do quite as much as we did in previous ones, or in the previous episode. But I feel like I've made a progress nonetheless. I mean, I didn't unlock everything, but I did unlock a lot of stuff in here. Looking forward to continuing on with more SevTech. If you enjoyed, be sure to give a thumbs up on there, give a like, feel free to comment. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Spread the mischief to others. I think that they'll enjoy this content too. And until next time, folks, I'll see ya.